Hello everybody, the Lawn Gnome is here.
I'm touching myself tonight.
Today we're going to talk about that comic book movie that everybody was anticipating thanks to some amazingly clever hyped trailers as well as a terrible movie with the same actor playing that exact same character that came out a couple of years before. Of course, that is Fox and Marvel's Deadpool, starring Ryan Reynolds, Morena Baccarin, Ed Skrein, and T.J. Miller. Now, this was a movie that I was very excited about just because of the fact that when it comes to comic book movies, I am always front row center. But what was so exciting about Deadpool was the fact that we were finally going to get the Deadpool that we all wanted. The Deadpool that wore the red spandex. The Deadpool that broke the fourth wall. The Deadpool that showed no mercy when it came to blood and vulgarity. And we got everything that we anticipated in this new version of Deadpool. And is this the best comic book movie that I have ever seen? It's fun! It is one of the most hilarious and entertaining comic book movies that I have ever seen, but it is not the best. I just want to say this. Actually, I was kind of hoping that the more that it showed us that it was never going to win any kind of an award just made it even better. But let's just talk about the movie in general. The movie, of course, features Deadpool, Wade Wilson, and of course he is once again played by Ryan Reynolds, and of course this is an origin story about how he comes to be. I also like the way that the origin story is told, as it is basically done through flashbacks similar to Man of Steel. All of the acting in this film is exactly what I anticipated it to be. I loved Morena Baccarin. She was just as vulgar and hilarious as Ryan Reynolds was. T.J. Miller definitely got his yucks in, and I also thought that Ed Skrein was a hilarious character as a villain in Ajax. What I also really loved was how they actually intertwined the X-Men storyline into this movie with Colossus and another comic character that I had never actually seen before, which was Negasonic Teenage Warhead, and I really enjoyed her character as well. I thought that she was very, very funny. The story itself is not extremely complicated, but it's definitely easy to follow, and you will definitely get your laughs in. I found myself laughing so hard because I am truly certain that I did not get half of the film and half of the jokes because of their moments where I was laughing really hard. I also appreciated the fact that it's not all in-your-face laughs. I liked the fact that there were some very dramatic moments, some very scary moments, and some real emotional moments, especially when it comes to the love story. But I think the part that made me laugh so much was the fact that this movie knew that it was a movie. It knew about all other movies outside of its own story. I love how it takes jabs at pop culture. I loved how it took jabs at all of the other roles that Ryan Reynolds had in regards to comic book movies. And there are certain jabs at other pop culture elements in comic book and non-comic book areas that I don't want to touch upon because those would be considered to me some spoilers, and I don't want to ruin any of this movie for you. I really feel that you should go see this movie, especially if you like comic book movies. Did this movie, with the controversy of being rated R, really have an effect on the movie? Absolutely not. There are a lot of rated R comic book movies already out there today. Some of them are some of the better ones, like Sin City 300 and Watchmen. Most people who have seen them love them, especially because of their accuracy to the comics and the characters, and that's another thing that I felt was a very strong point for the Deadpool film. However, the reason why I say that it is not the best movie is because I do feel that it had a couple of slow points. I kind of feel that in the origin story, there were certain things that we didn't need to really expand upon. I felt that we got the message and we just didn't need to elaborate a little bit more on that. I also didn't like the fact that it was short. It was a very, very short movie. I kind of feel that we could really have used some more. And in regards to the more factor, I feel that we could have used a lot more of Deadpool in the costume actually doing what he loves to do. Because that's one of the few things I feel that a lot of people have said about the movie that doesn't make it perfect, and that's the fact that we don't get enough Deadpool. We get too much Wade Wilson, and we don't get enough Deadpool. But then again, when you also take a look at movies that could probably be pinned as franchises, and don't even get me started on the franchise jokes that they make in this movie. There are just too many great jokes to pass up when it comes to this movie, and you definitely need to see this movie in theaters. So I definitely will be seeing this movie again. I'll be seeing it in theaters. There's so much rewatchability here because you'll be laughing, you'll be missing everything. I am going to be seeing this movie again. Am I getting this movie on DVD? Definitely. I'm going to purchase this movie on DVD, and I am so excited to see it again. And I am very excited thanks to an end credits scene that we all need to sit and wait for that is really going to open up Deadpool's world. And that is all that I'm going to say about that. Deadpool is definitely one of the best movies that I have seen this year. It is definitely one of the better comic book films I have ever seen, and I'm going to be giving it 3.5 out of 4. So thank you very much for watching, everybody. I'm sure that you would love to put your comments in the box below so we can have a conversation about Deadpool, and I will see you in the next one. Actions speak louder than words.